Hello. This is V. Scott. We're going to be talking about Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie Chrisley. Yes, we're about to get into it. The Chrisleys were convicted in June on charges of bank fraud, tax evasion, and conspiring to defraud the IRS. Julie Chrisley was also convicted of wire fraud and obstruction of justice. Peter Tarantino, an accountant hired by the couple, was found guilty of conspiracy to defraud the IRS and willfully filing false tax returns. He is set to be sentenced along with the Chrisleys. Prosecutors have said the couple submitted fake documents to banks and managed to secure more than $30 million in fraudulent loans. Once that scheme fell apart, they walked away from their responsibility to repay the loans. When Todd Chrisley declared bankruptcy, while in bankruptcy, they started their reality show and flaunted their wealth and lifestyle in the American public, prosecutors wrote. When they began making millions from their show, they hid the money from the IRS to avoid paying taxes. The Chrisleys submitted false documents to a grand jury that was investigating their crimes and then convinced friends and family members to tell lies while under oath during their trial, prosecutors wrote. Neither of them has shown any remorse, and they have instead blamed others for their own criminal conduct, prosecutors wrote. The Chrisleys are unique given the varied and wide-ranging scope of their fraudulent conduct and the extent to which they engaged in fraud and obstructive behavior for a prolonged period of time, prosecutors wrote. Todd Chrisley's lawyer wrote in a court filing that the government never produced any evidence that he meant to defraud any of the banks and that the loss amount calculated by the government is incorrect. They also noted that the offenses of which he was convicted were committed a long time ago. He has no serious criminal history and has medical conditions that would make his imprisonment disproportionately harsh, they wrote. His lawyer submitted letters from friends and business associates that show a history of good deeds and striving to help others. People who rely on Chrisley, including his mother and the score of people employed by his television show, will be harmed while he's in prison, his lawyers wrote. They urged the judge to give him a prison sentence below the guideline range followed by supervised release and restitution. Julie Chrisley's lawyers wrote in a filing that she had minimal role in the conspiracy and was not involved when the loans discussed in sentencing. Documents were obtained. She has no prior convictions, is an asset to her community, and has extraordinary family obligations, her lawyer wrote as they asked for a sentence of probation, restitution, and community service. The Chrisleys have 3 children together, including one who is 16, and also have full custody of the 10-year-old daughter of Todd Chrisley's son from a prior marriage. Julie Chrisley is the primary caregiver to her ailing mother-in-law. The filing says her lawyer submitted letters from family and friends that shows she is hardworking, unfailing, selfless, devoted to her family and friends, highly respected by all who know her, and strong of character. If the judge does sentence both Chrisleys to prison, Julie Chrisley's lawyers asked that their prison terms be staggered so she can remain on supervised release until her husband is done serving his sentence or until their granddaughter turns 18. So let me know what y'all think about this whole thing as far as do you think they should be sentenced together, or do you think that they should stagger the sentence like they are requesting so Julie can basically stay back to look after her her mother-in-law that's older and ill and everything, and look after the children? Or are you like, no, they both did the crime, so they both need to go ahead and go do the time and don't leave the other one out and let the other one go in And what else was I going to ask you? It was one more thing. Okay, now I remember it was actually two more things. Do you think that Todd should be able to get a lesser sentence because of his illness as his lawyers requested? And do you think Julie knew what was going on and they just using that as an excuse so she won't get as much time? We will talk down in the comments. Oh, yeah. And also, why is it, I want to know, why is it that a lot of these rich people do not want to pay their taxes? I just want to know.